We just caught a prehistoric animal.
A woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle. I think evidence begs to differ on that one. Sure, it's one thing to say that in a nice air-conditioned office, but I don't think I have ever heard a feminist point out the inconvenient truth that men almost exclusively work all of the dangerous and important jobs that keep society running. I can survive without a New York Times journalist, but I don't think I can survive without indoor plumbing, electricity, or a roof. I find it curious, though, that feminists love to proclaim how independent they are from men on their computers and cell phones that were invented by men. Which brings up the question of equality. That was a topic of discussion in the Jubilee MRA video I covered recently, and I avoided it so I could talk about it in this video. Are men and women equal? The answer to that is no. The reason for that is that men and women are two different things that you can't compare one-to-one on their actual value to society. Equal is the wrong word. The correct word is necessary. Food and water are not equal, but they are both necessary. Each serves its own role. The same is true for men and women. There are things that women are naturally better at, and there are things that men are naturally better at. When it comes to raising children, men are far better at setting boundaries. Women are better at emotional development. Taught to kids without fathers, they are often all over the place and can't contain their behaviors. Taught to kids without mothers, they are often emotionally dead. What we have seen with feminism, though, is an overpromotion of women, followed by a complete lack of respect for what men contribute. And well, I think this show is the perfect example of why feminists cannot survive in their fantasy world without men. For those of you who haven't heard, this is the wonderful experiment in gender equality called The Island with survival expert Bear Grylls. 14 average men versus 14 average women on 2 different Pacific islands for 6 weeks. Both groups have their clothes, 2 water canisters, and some other basic supplies like 3 machetes, 8 fishing hooks, and a first aid kit. They also had 2 days of survival training and were not supposed to do any other practice. So who will be the superior survival team? The men or the women? Obviously, both teams had it rough, but my experience watching the show was, yeah, men had it difficult, but they worked hard and pulled through. The women, however, was just a never-ending story of misery with one bad thing happening after another. They were clearly not able to survive without men, much to the anger of feminists who complained about this season. Let's get into the fun, but first, if you like the content you see on this channel, then consider making a donation. Viewer support is the best way